will notochord be present then? Yes. Chordate है ना? Notochord present. Notochord present in the tail region. Notochord present in the head region. But the third subphyla is the classiest of all. Vertebrata. Now the notochord has progressed on to become a vertebral column. It has progressed to become a vertebral column. So vertebral column is made up of bone. Notochord cartilage का नाम. यानी हायर एनिमल्स जैसे जाएंगे तो तुम्हारा डॉर्सल सपोर्टिंग रॉड क्या हो जाएगा? वर्टिब्रल कॉलम, बोन का बन जाएगा. प्रोग्रेस समझ में आ रहा है आपको? ओके. Okay, tell me, can I call these two groups as invertebrates? Vertebrates ही है ना? So can I call these two groups as invertebrates? See, what I'm trying to bring forth is, some of y'all must have studied animals as non-chordates and chordates. In some of the schools, teachers have found, vertebrates and invertebrates. We're just trying to differentiate between them. तो ये सारे क्या है सब? Non-chordates. What are all of them? Chordates. Within chordates, you're having vertebrates and invertebrates. अच्छा, look at this classification very carefully. Can I say all chordates are vertebrates? No. All vertebrates are chordates? Yes. Easy to full statement. आसानी से बच सकते एकदम. If conceptually you are not clear about this, तो क्या स्टेटमेंट मिला अपने को? All chordates are not vertebrates, but all vertebrates are chordates. क्योंकि all chordates में you have invertebrates also. Right? So please, whenever the statement in the exam consists of either of these four terms. कौन से फोर टर्म्स? Chordates, non-chordates, vertebrates, invertebrates. Pause, think about it, then make your decision. Don't jump to the answer. Chances है फंसने के यहाँ पे. So have I made these four terms very clear to everybody, please? When will you use the term chordate or non-chordate? Right? यहाँ पर कोई भी आया तो non-chordate. यहाँ से कुछ भी ले लो, I can use the word chordate. But specifically this group, vertebrate. ठीक है? So at least we have introduced what are the phyla which are present in kingdom Animalia. Now for today, okay. Okay. Now before we go on to study the individual phyla, right, we would like to see what are the different bases for classification. There are 5 or 6 criteria which are given for classification, right, and if we can manage to finish and then go to one of the phyla or 2 of them, whatever we can. In spite of the differences in structure and form of different animals, there are fundamental features common to various individuals in relation to: number 1, arrangement of cells, body symmetry. Arrangement of cell is organization. Cell, tissue, organ system, उसको बोलते हैं arrangement of cells. Symmetry, nature of coelom. Coelom is body cavity. Patterns of digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive system, right? features are used as basis for animal classification. Now first is level of organization. Now level of organization, सबसे basic level is cell. राइट ना, एकदम डिटेल में पढ़ा है सेल तुम लोगों ने तो, और अच्छा कल एग्जाम हुआ, अच्छा ओके ग्रेट. So at the level of cell, can we say that some organisms are unicellular, some are multicellular, right? So those at the level of cell, we say हाँ they have got cellular level of organization. इनकी बॉडी सिर्फ सेल से बनी हुई है. So what do you say, or what is the body arrangement now? Cellular. When cells come together, you know better, they are called tissues. How are tissues defined? Group of cells, common origin, common structure, common function. Isn't it? So now when you have so it's a tissue level of organization. Tissues come together, organs. Organs come together, organ systems. Right now? So whenever you take any organism, you find that it is at some level of organization. Either it is at a cellular level of organization or a tissue level. या organs बन गए हैं लेकिन system नहीं बना है. फिर progress होके organ system बन जाता है. Again, you might have differing complexities also, right? अब circulatory system बन गया, right? Do we understand circulatory system as heart and its related structures, blood vessels, blood is all collectively called as circulatory system. But do we have open and closed system? So system तो बना है. Open और closed में which is better? Closed. So you will have development of systems. हो सकता है primitive system. It could be open system, as we studied in cockroaches, open system. Higher organism you will find closed system. Digestive system. Digestive system में you can have a complete and an incomplete digestive system. Incomplete में there is one opening. The same opening is mouth also, same opening is anus. Small organisms. So, it is an incomplete system. But when the second opening develops, anus, that is you say, now the digestive system is complete. So, can organ system level also have differing complexities? So, ऐसा मतलब you can't have black and white. नहीं, organ system मतलब पूरा develop. No. At each level, you can have differing complexities also. Though all members of Animalia are multicellular, all of them do not exhibit the same pattern of organization of cells. For example, in sponge. What is sponge? Porifera. Cells are arranged as loose cell aggregates. It is just a collection of cells. यूनिसेलुलर नहीं बोल रहा हूं, एनिमल है तो मल्टीसेलुलर ही है, लेकिन टिश्यू के लेवल तक नहीं पहुंचा. मतलब इट इज लाइंग समवेयर बिटवीन सेलुलर लेवल एंड टिश्यू का लेवल, जिसको बुक्स हैव मेंशन्ड कॉलोनियल लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. मतलब सेल की कॉलोनी बन गई है लेकिन टिश्यू नहीं बना है अभी तक, क्योंकि टिश्यू के डेफिनेशन को सैटिस्फाई करना पड़ेगा. अ ग्रुप हैज टू परफॉर्म अ पर्टिकुलर फंक्शन. They exhibit cellular level of organization, right? Now such a level, such an arrangement where you have a collection of cells but still not progress to tissue, that is called as cell aggregate body plan. Cell aggregate body plan. In coelentrates, hydra. Second, आगे, the arrangement of cell is more complex. The cells performing the same function are arranged into tissues, so it is called as tissue level of organization. So do we find that coelentrates will be slightly more complex in their structure than porifers? So are we talking about the same evolutionary trend here now again? ठीक है? A still higher level of organization, organ, यानी tissue के बाद आएगा organ, exhibited by members of platyhelminthes. देखो यहाँ पे आ गए, and other higher phyla, where tissues are grouped together to form organs. अब यहाँ से आगे सब organ या organ system आएगा अभी पूरा. In animals like annelids, arthropods, mollusks, echinoderms, and chordates, organs have associated to form functional systems, each system concerned with specific physiological function. So what is digestion? It's a physiological function. What is excretion? It's a physiological function. So for an entire system you need different organs. Right? Whenever you mentioned excretory system, we said, it is made up of kidney. Kidney is an organ. It is having ureter, it is an organ. It is a bladder, organ, urethra, organ. So have these organs come together to form an entire system now? This pattern is called organ system level of organization. So what is the pattern now? Cell, tissue, organ, organ system. Now organ system in different groups exhibit different patterns of complexity. For example, digestive system in platyhelminthes, flatworms, has only single opening to the outside that serves as both mouth and anus. Single एकदम. जब ऐसा सिंगल सिस्टम होता है, ओपनिंग एक ही है, तो ऐसे बॉडी प्लान को we say it is blind sac body plan. Blind का मतलब मालूम है? I told you ना? ओपनिंग जब सिंगल रहेगा, दूसरी तरफ से बंद रहेगा, तो क्या बोलेंगे इसको? ब्लाइंड बोलेंगे. तो ओपनिंग एक ही है, माउथ की तरफ. That is blind sac body plan. But the moment the second opening develops, what is the second opening? Anus. The moment second opening develops, you have a confirmed pathway from mouth to anus now. What is that structure from mouth to anus called? Is it not alimentary canal? Mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus. Rectum and anus. So what is this? Isn't this a tube extending from mouth to anus now? It is a tube-like structure which is extending from mouth to anus. If it is a tube-like structure which is extending from mouth to anus, isn't this tube present inside the body? So this body is acting as an outer tube and the alimentary canal is acting as a inner tube. So ये जो टाइप का बॉडी प्लान है जहां डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम कंप्लीट हो जाती है, we say it is tube within tube. So is this a tube within a tube now, where the outer tube is the body wall and the inner tube is the alimentary canal? So how many types of body plan are exhibited? 3. Cell aggregate plan, blind sac plan, and tube within tube. So higher organisms will show which type of plan now? Tube within tube. अच्छा, ये तीनों जो बॉडी प्लान है वो एनसीईआरटी में मेंशन नहीं है, लेकिन कंसेप्चुअली आपका जानना बहुत जरूरी है. You should be knowing this, please. Circulatory system may be of 2 types, जैसे मैंने बताया, open system and closed system. The next is symmetry. पहला पॉइंट था body organization. That can be used as a basis for classification. The second point is symmetry. Now symmetry already we have touched upon at the time of morphology. याद है ना? एक्टिनोमॉर्फिक, asymmetrical, राइट ना? द सेम इन केस ऑफ एनिमल्स, यानी एक्टिनोमॉर्फिक जो प्लांट्स का है, इट विल बी रेडियल इन केस ऑफ एनिमल्स. जाइगोमॉर्फिक जो प्लांट्स में, इट विल बी बायलैटरल इन केस ऑफ एनिमल्स. द डेफिनेशन रिमेनिंग द सेम, राइट ना? रेडियल विल बी फ्रॉम एनी प्लेन, बायलैटरल विल बी फ्रॉम ओनली सिंगल प्लेन. ठीक है? So, sponges are mostly asymmetrical. Radial, coelentrates, ctenophores and echinoderms. This is very interesting. Please, coelentrates and ctenophores, they are radial symmetry. Please, यहां से सब bilateral है, echinodermata को छोड़ के. So, is this telling us something about radial and bilateral? Radial is a primitive feature, whereas a more advanced feature would be bilateral. See, echinodermata is the biggest question mark in animal kingdom. Right? Animal kingdom में अपने को progressive evolution दिखता है, लेकिन पता नहीं अचानक से echinodermata क्या हो गया. It's one of the unanswered queries of animal kingdom. Why it is coming back to the primitive stage? And interestingly, it has a larval stage and an adult stage. Larva is showing radial, adult is showing bilateral. ऐसा लग रहा रास्ता भूल गया था बीच में, फिर रास्ता याद आएगा तो bilateral बन गया. So we are having this kind of a anomaly in echinodermata. So coelentrata, ctenophora और ये तीनों radial है, बाकी जितना सब दिख रहा है सब bilateral है. The next point is germ layer. Now I don't need to talk about germ layer. You already done what is germ layer, right? Now the embryo will arrange itself in the form of 3 germ layers: outer ectoderm, inner endoderm, and the middle mesoderm. ये तो पता है, ठीक है ना? Now lower organism में, यानी कि आपका porifera, coelentrata और ctenophora, ये जो 3 है ना, उसमें germ layer सिर्फ 2 है. आउटर एक्टो और इनर, आउटर एक्टो एंड इनर एंडो, 2 ही germ layers है. तो these organisms are called as diploblastic organisms. These organisms are called as diploblastic organisms. When the third layer develops, उसको बोलते हैं triploblastic. So platyhelminthes onwards, all are triploblastic. In case of diplo, look at the diagram now. It's all NCERT diagrams only. In case of diplo, between the ecto and the endo, you have a mass of cells, undifferentiated cells. That mass is called mesoglia. It is not the mesoderm, it's called mesoglia. But in case of triploblastic, this mesoglia is replaced by mesoderm. Mesoderm. So what are the 2 types of animals according to germ layer? Diploblastic animals and triploblastic animals. What is the difference between diplo and triplo? Mesoderm. Mesoderm is the difference between the 2. Okay. Now, with respect to mesoderm, let's say for example, this row is ecto, this row is endo. Are we having a small patch in between? This aisle, okay. This aisle is mesoderm. तो ये ऑर्गेनिज्म क्या हुआ, डिप्लो या ट्रिप्लो? क्लियर एकदम, ट्रिप्लो, ठीक है. नाउ इन ट्रिप्लोब्लास्टिक मेसोडर्म है, पक्का है, यस मेसोडर्म है, लेकिन देयर इज नो एक्टिविटी इन मेसोडर्म, नो एक्टिविटी. मेसोडर्म है, मेसोग्लिया भी नहीं, मेसोडर्म है, पूरा का पूरा मेसोडर्म इंटैक्ट है. That is one case. The second case is there is splitting of mesoderm, but only at the second bench, fifth bench, eighth bench, 10th bench, मतलब जगह जगह पे खाली थोड़ा थोड़ा mesoderm divide हो रहा है patches में. This is the second case. And the third case, there is complete division of mesoderm. अभी mesoderm के बराबर बीच में से, मतलब इतना perfect division that आधा mesoderm goes with ecto and आधा mesoderm is going with endo. And there is a proper creation of a cavity between the two halves of the mesoderm. That cavity is called as coelom. That cavity is called as coelom. So coelom is created by the splitting of the mesoderm. So are we having these three cases now? So on the basis of coelom, on the basis of coelom, organisms either can be acoelomate, mesoderm undivided, or pseudocoelomate, mesoderm partially divided, or coelomate, mesoderm completely divided. Make it a little easier. Okay, so triploblastic में all three present, endo, ecto, meso. Meso undivided, partially divided, completely divided. So undivided में क्या हो जाएगा? acoelomate. Partially divided में क्या हो जाएगा? pseudocoelomate. और completely divided में क्या हो जाएगा? coelomate. In this list, Platyhelminthes is acoelomate. Aschelminthes is pseudocoelomate. And Annelida onwards, everything is coelomate. Acoelomate, pseudocoelomate, all are coelomate. But what about these three? Are they coelo or acoelomate? सीलोम उसी टाइम आप बात करेंगे जब मीजोडर्म है, वहां तो डिप्लोब्लास्टिक है, वहां तो डिप्लोब्लास्टिक है भाई. सीलम की बात तब आएगी जब मीजोडर्म होगा. मीजोडर्म इज आइदर अनडिवाइडेड, डिवाइडेड, पार्शियली डिवाइडेड. अगर मीजोडर्म ही नहीं है सो देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, ओके. सो that is about mesoderm. Now if you just have a close look now, there are two ways in which the NCERT has talked about coelom. Please, important. Presence or absence of a cavity. Cavity is coelom. So presence or absence of coelom between the body wall and gut wall, ये definition है coelom का. Coelom is defined as a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall. ये पहला definition है. दूसरा, body cavity lined by mesoderm. Body cavity lined by mesoderm. ये दूसरा. So दो तरीके से the NCERT has tried to explain what is coelom. So you have coelomates, acoelomates and pseudocoelomates. Next is segmentation. Segmentation is when there is division of the body into different areas called segments. We did come across segmentation in cockroach. बराबर ना? How many segments in cockroach, sir? How is the body divided in cockroach? Head, thorax, abdomen. Any thorax में segments है? How many? 3. Prothoracic segment, mesothoracic and metathoracic. Abdomen में we saw 10 segments. Isn't it? जितने भी structures हमने किए were all with reference to segments. This structure is present in so and so segment and forward. बराबर है नहीं? यानी was segmentation a very clearly defined feature there? But if you consider something like earthworm, earthworm में segmentation will go to a next level. यानी you can externally and internally the segmentation is coinciding. यानी externally you can know this is the 5th, this is the 6th, this is 20 segment गिन सकते हैं आप. So when external and internal segmentation coincide, it is called metamerism. मेटामेरिज्म बोलते हैं उसको. अर्थों में एग्जाम्पल दिया हुआ देखो, मेटामेरिक सेगमेंटेशन. They will not have coelom, but the NCERT is mentioning a coelomate for them. Okay, I'll come to that point, please. Okay, so segmentation में 2 groups which show segmentation: arthropods and annelids. Arthropods and annelids. Arthropod में कॉकरोच किया हम लोग ने, annelida में earthworm. The last point is notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side. आ गया dorsal देखो यहाँ पे. Mesodermally, it is origin from mesoderm. Obviously, all the organs of our body either will come from these 3 germinal layers. Right? I think that part has been skipped this year. What are the fate of these 3 germinal layers? Notes में था, लेकिन I think sir ने skip किया है उसको. Ectoderm से कौन से parts develop हो गए? Meso, endo. So notochord is coming from mesoderm. Animals with notochord are chordates, and those animals which do not form this structure are non-chordates. So porifera to echinoderms are non-chordates. Are we clear with this, please? So पहला था अपना organization, उसके बाद symmetry, उसके बाद germ layer, उसके बाद body cavity coelom, उसके बाद segmentation, उसके बाद notochord. There are 6 criteria of classification, please. Sir, जी. What about hemichordata? Hemichordata first was a subphyla here, the 4th subphyla. But in the latest classification, it has been moved and given a phylum status, because it has got characteristics which are in between non-chordates and chordates. So will it have notochord? It has the presence of cells like notochord. Right now, that's why वहाँ पर mention नहीं किया, यहाँ पे सिर्फ echinoderms तक mention किया है, देखा यहाँ पे, इसलिए. This image is again from the NCERT. I think first या second page पे ही NCERT की ये image है. Levels of organization, ऊपर सारे criteria दिए, organization, symmetry, body cavity, all criteria for classification. Levels of organization में cellular level पे you have only porifera. यानी porifera को छोड़ के जितने भी है वो सब या तो टिश्यू या ऑर्गन या ऑर्गन सिस्टम लेवल पे है. Number 1. Number 2, symmetry. Porifera is asymmetrical, whereas coelenterata and ctenophora radial. coelenterata and ctenophora star mark किया था radial, along with echino. देखो echino को star mark किया हुआ नीचे. echino को भी star mark किया हुआ नीचे. Body cavity. Platyhelminthes is acoelomate, Aschelminthes is pseudocoelomate, rest all are coelomates. Can you see that यहाँ पर coelom mention किया हुआ है. My problem is here. right? NCRT has mentioned, but I don't agree with this. Exactly. You can't talk about coelom because यहाँ पर mesoderm तो है ही नहीं. But who will question the father? NCRT बाप है, ठीक है ना? So please थोड़ा सा इसका ध्यान रखना, राइट ना? अगर कंसेप्चुअली कहीं आता है तो प्लीज फंसना मत, राइट? और सीलोमेट दे देंगे और मीसोडर्म के बारे में पूछ लेंगे. तो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर, ऑल्दो एनसीईआरटी में ये तीनों ग्रुप्स को असीलोमेट दिया हुआ है, लेकिन दे विल नॉट हैव मीसोडर्म, दे विल बी डिप्लोब्लास्टिक. ठीक है? हैव यू सीन थ्रू दिस एनिमोली प्लीज? ओके. The first phyla is phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera. Now phylum Porifera, the NCERT has given 3 examples: Cycon, Euspongia, और क्या दिया है नीचे? Spongilla. Okay, great. Members of the phylum are commonly known as sponges. Okay, generally marine. ये जनरली बड़ा डेंजरस वर्ड है. It gives room for exception, right? Something very funny. Generally marine, लेकिन ये स्पॉन्जिला है ना, उसका अदर नेम इज फ्रेश वाटर स्पॉन्ज. जनरली मरीन, बट यहाँ पर एग्जाम्पल किसका दिया है? फ्रेश वाटर का दिया हुआ है. Primitive multicellular animals having cellular level of organization. The level of organization is cellular. Sponges have a water transport or a canal system. Now before I explain you what is the water transport or canal system, one word of small caution. Echinodermata mein there is a water vascular system. The systems are completely different, but students sometimes interchange these two. So you have to be very careful. Water transport system is for Porifera, water vascular system is for Echinodermata. Now the body of the sponge, if you consider this as the body of the sponge attached to substratum, the body of the sponge has small openings. These openings are called ostia, right? Ostia पहले आ चुका है ना, कॉकरोच में, याद है कि नहीं? मतलब यहाँ, मतलब ये पता चलता है कि ostia ओपनिंग के लिए जनरल टर्म है, ये कोई स्पेसिफिक टर्म नहीं है. एनी ओपनिंग कैन बी कॉल्ड एज ostia. So ostia से पानी एंटर हो गया. Will the water then pass through this cavity? This cavity is called as spongocele. Seal is cavity, na? So the internal body cavity of the sponge is called as spongocele. So पानी इससे pass होगा. And at the top there is an opening called osculum. The mouth type structure, right? Now it will go out through the osculum. So what will be the flow of water ka direction? Ostia, ostia to spongocele, spongocele to osculum. So it enters the body through ostia, exits the body from osculum. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering. See now, ये बेचारा non-motile structure है यार, attached to substratum, हिल भी नहीं सकता है. So it cannot go towards food. Whatever comes towards it can be taken as food. So whatever debris, detritus, whatever comes as water, water के साथ में, the food has to be managed from that. So this water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange and removal of waste. अब ये जो स्पॉन्जोसील है, कैविटी है ना पूरा अंदर, उसका लाइनिंग इज बाय सेल्स कॉल्ड कोएनोसाइट्स और कॉलर सेल्स, which are the digestive ones. They are the ones who do all the digestion. Coenocytes or collar cells are lining the spongocele. Digestion is intracellular. body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Spicules. Now, spicules can be of two types. Either they can be made of calcium carbonate or they could be made up of silica. Right? You will get this in some of the MCQs. MTG में एक आध MCQ में आएगा आपको. Spicule के basis पे you can have further classification of sponge. तो अगर फाइलम पॉलीफेरा है तो फाइलम के नीचे कैटेगरी कौन सा आएगा? क्लास. So if I want to divide porifera into classes, I will need a further criteria. तो उसका क्राइटेरिया क्या होगा? नेचर ऑफ स्पिक्यूल. नेचर ऑफ स्पिक्यूल के बेसिस पे हम पॉलीफेरा को क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं, जो हम लोग को नहीं है. टेंशन मत लेना. नहीं, थोड़ी देर के लिए हार्ट बीट थोड़ा सा बढ़ गया कि वेयर आर वी वेंचरिंग नाउ.